are now engaged in a process of deploying millions of our armed forces against Japan in a mass movement of troops and supplies and weapons over 14,000 miles, a military and naval feat unequaled in all history. Substantial portions of Japan's key industrial centers have been leveled to the ground in a series of record incendiary raids. What has already happened to Tokyo will happen to every Japanese city. The Japanese insist on continuing resistance beyond the point of reason, their country will suffer the same destruction as Germany. Our blows will destroy their whole modern industrial plant and organization, which they have built up during the past century, and which they are now devoting to a hopeless cause. Japanese people. But only surrender can prevent the kind of ruin which they have seen come to Germany as a result of continued, useless resistance. There can be no peace in the world until the military power of Japan is destroyed. With the same completeness as was the power of the European dictators. To do that, we are now engaged in the process of deploying millions of our armed forces against Japan in a mass movement of troops and supplies and weapons over 14,000 miles.
bitch. I'd do anything. Any fucking thing. Long as I live, she'll never let me forget what I did her, and it's completely unintentional. It was 3 goddamn years ago. The little fucker had thrown all my papers all over the floor. All I tried to do was pull them up.
What was once the furthest outpost on the old frontier of the West will be the furthest outpost on the new frontier of science and space. Houston, your city of Houston, with its manned spacecraft center, will become the heart of a large scientific and engineering community. During the next 5 years, the National Aeronautic and Space Administration expects to double outlays for salaries and expenses to $60 million a year.
in that bass. Turn my face to the place of the sun. I dance in tongues, tongues of spirit speaking myth, as I journey inside of this sweet, sweet abyss. Journey into bliss, deep, kiss the sound that pounds your senses, clenches your body in a pleasure grip, sends your mind on a rhythmic trip, 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 trip.